My classmate, Aoi Serisawa, looks like a gyaru. But unlike gyaru who mingle with others, Serisawa-san is a solitary gyaru. The reason for this was the recent interclass drama performance. Our class was supposed to put on Beauty and the Beast, but on the morning of the performance, the girl who was supposed to play the main character Beauty broke her leg.
Are you sure she was taken to the hospital? What? The understudy? Who will take over her role now? Does anyone remember the lines?
It's not the amount of lines you can remember now. Almost everyone's out. It was Serisawa-san who raised her hand then.
I can do it. What? Serisawa-san, you hardly even participated in practice.
Can you really do it? Serisawa-san! Serisawa-san certainly didn't participate in much of the practice. I only remember that she participated in the most recent rehearsal. But Serisawa-san pulled it off as a substitute, performing lines and movements perfectly. Moreover, our class won, and Serisawa-san even won the Best Actress award. Serisawa-san! She's amazing! She's not just a gyaru. The one person who didn't think well of her was the Beauty who was supposed to be the star of the show.
You're too creepy to have memorized the lines and movements. Only a person who was planning to take over the world from the beginning can do it. I got hurt because of her.
In the blink of an eye, Serisawa-san was made to look like the bad girl. So much so that I don't know how it happened. Serisawa-san, who saved the class, became the hated one. Hey, if you don't finish deciding on the committee for later in the term, you can't go home. Is there anyone who will be on the library committee with Serisawa? It's a pain in the ass when I'm with Serisawa, because I get tangled up with girls all the time. Right. There's a game I want to play at home as soon as possible. It's already a pain in the ass, so I'll do it myself. Well, I'll do it. Okay, Hayashi, I'll count on you. This is how I ended up becoming the library committee with Serisawa-san. And every Friday after school when our class is in charge, we are alone in the library where not many people come, more quietly organizing the books. I heard the rest of the classmates is killing time by chatting because they have nothing to do. But Serisawa-san always rearranges the books neatly all the time. The library, which used to be a lawless place, is gradually getting organized and clean. Is Serisawa-san surprisingly serious?
Hayashi, we have a whole series of those books over there.
Oh, really? This is what I've always been wondering. Serisawa-san, you have a good memory, right? Huh? Did I say something I shouldn't?
I'm sorry.
What? Why do you apologize?
I look weird, right?
What do you mean?
I have a weird memory, you know.
How?
My memory is too good. It's kind of like I can remember a lot of things just from seeing or hearing them once. That's why it's easy for people to think I'm weird.
What? No, that's just awesome! Oh, so you memorized the lines from the play too?
Yeah.
It seems Serisawa-san had an extremely good memory since she was a child. However, because of that, she was often looked at strangely, so she kept quiet.
When I was in elementary school, I caught a glimpse of a classmate's address list once. I didn't mean to memorize it, but it got into my head. A little while later, I heard a boy in my class say the wrong address, and I corrected him by saying, "This is your address." You know, it's normal that people think I'm weird, right? Everyone was put off.
Serisawa said she started dressing up as a gyaru when she was in junior high school.
As long as I dyed my hair, laughed, and said that I don't know, things have worked out. It was easy. Surprisingly, I felt secured. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now that I know you were going through such a hard time.
You don't think I'm weird? Don't you think I'm making a sarcastic remark?
Some people might think you're bragging for having too good memory, but all I can think of is that it's genuinely awesome. Also, you have such an amazing ability, but only had a hard time. I feel sorry for you.
You're kind, Hayashi.
One day during committee meeting, Serisawa-san and I had this conversation. Serisawa-san, can you forget things?
Oh, I heard there are some people with perfect memory who can't forget anything, but I think I'm probably losing some memory.
I see. I'm kind of relieved. It's tough not to be able to forget anything.
But I think I remember more of the bad things.
Really?
It says on a book I read a while ago, humans are more likely to remember bad information than good information. Information about food that will kill you if you eat it is more important for your survival than the location of good food. I remember the hard times rather than the fun times. The more I think I never want to go through a painful experience like that again, the less likely I forget about it.
Aoi remembers a lot more bad things than me because she has more memory capacity than me. Then, even now, I wonder how long the memory of her classmates being mean to her will remain. I got to talk a lot more in class with Serizawa-san. Serizawa-san had a good memory, and that's why she had plenty of knowledge. I like talking with Serizawa-san. Serizawa-san seemed to enjoy it too. Hey, that princess was looking at you with a grumpy look. Huh? Why?
Because you were talking to Serizawa, right? You're going to get in trouble with the girls, aren't you?
That's fine. If you can't help but want to do something to someone you don't like, you can do it to me. But I'm sure the memories of harassing people and having fun with them will stay within you even when you become an adult. You'll just have to live with the dark past when you were scum for the rest of your lives. Akira, you're brave enough to say such a thing. Well, I'm an idiot, so I'll forget about this after a while after I graduate from high school. What? And you're going to forget that we're friends? Well, that's the law of nature, I guess.
I'll never let you forget me. I'll be giving a speech at your funeral as a friend's representative.
Sometime later, some of the girls in my class started talking to Serizawa-san, but Serizawa-san doesn't talk to them. As usual, if I don't talk to her, she's alone. Your classmates are now talking to you, but you don't seem to interact with them. Aren't you chilly, Serizawa-san?
I don't get a good impression from people who change their attitude with a little gossip, you know?
But why don't you think positively that they realized that they had to change?
You'll no longer pay attention to me if I start talking to other classmates. I don't want that.
But then you're only going to be with me forever. What? That's...
When I'm with you, my head is full of fun things. Hey, Hayashi. Give me a lot of fun memories to forget all the bad things.
Huh?
What? What's going on?
I was too surprised to stand still.
What?
Serizawa-san? No, it wasn't easy to hang out with Aoi. She remembers every line I said at what time and at what minute. The mistakes I wish I could forget. The lame appearance, Aoi will never forget.
Are you ready for an interview?
What? Oh, yes.
How long have you been married?
This is our 5th year.
Are there any fights you've had that you'll never forget?
A fight I'll never forget.
I remember everything well. There's no quarrel I've forgotten. But I also remember all the happy days.
Aoi says, I will never forget my high school days. There were some bad times, but that was the beginning of the happiness that led to the present.